All right, my friends, Mike Walker here, back with you, and we are going to be wrapping up Module 2. Congratulations for getting to this stage of the training. You know, we've been diving deep into the message, the marketing, the connectivity between what it is that you do and are good at and what the market needs. We've talked about all this. However, at this stage, I have found in working with a lot of different subject matter experts, coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, everything over the last couple decades, I have found that this stage of development can often get people stuck. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is the process, or rather the status of being in analysis paralysis. And we're going to talk about overcoming analysis paralysis. If you're not familiar with that term, we're going to talk about what that means, what it looks like, what it feels like, and then how, most importantly, how to overcome it. All right. So I'm doing this program, this lesson in the program, because at this stage of the game, there's a lot of emotion tied to the next steps as we start putting ourselves out into the marketplace, as we start engaging with the market, which is what we're going to be doing in Module 3. There's a lot of, if you're not, experienced, if this is something new to you, then there's a lot of emotion tied to it. And I want to help you unwrap what that looks like, what it feels like, and most importantly, how to leverage it to your advantage. So in lesson 2.5 here, what we're going to cover is why people can get stuck at this stage, the benefits of imperfect action, and the one question to ask yourself every day to make sure that you are moving towards your goals as efficiently and effectively as possible. Okay? Excellent. Now, this is a quote that I like. Done today is better than possibly perfect tomorrow. Sheryl Sandberg, CEO of Facebook. I think that nails it. Done today is better than possibly perfect tomorrow. And some people really struggle with this because they're, perfectionists. They want it to be just right before they make a move. And that's not what's going to get you down the road. I've found that the imperfect action is actually better. And we'll talk about exactly how to implement that for your business. So why people get stuck at this stage? In the beginning, you'll feel uncertain. You'll feel doubt about your ability to sell. You'll think no one's going to buy from you. You'll doubt your ability to deliver results. At this stage, a lot of people have a whole bunch of what if questions popping up in their brain. How am I possibly going to deliver results? What if I mess this up? What if it doesn't work? What if the client gets angry, right? This is very, very normal, and you can just get yourself into a feedback loop. And so I want you to understand the emotional cycle of change here. As you start stepping into a new market, as you start bringing a new offer to the marketplace, you're going to experience a cycle here. And I want you to clearly be able to identify where you are in that cycle so you understand how to push through it. Because what most people will do is they start off excited, right? So we have here, number one, they're all excited. And it's because they're uninformed. They don't know what they don't know. And so they get started and they very quickly realize, like, wait a second, this is a little harder than I thought. This is maybe taking more time than I thought. And what happens? They start to drop down into informed pessimism, meaning that they didn't realize that should be expected. They didn't realize that, yes, this is going to be difficult. Yes, you're going to experience challenges. And that's what I'm going to help you cover today here in this module is specifically understanding where the blind spots typically coming from and how to overcome them. And so what happens when you have informed pessimism is that quickly turns into a valley of despair where people are just like, man, I'm stuck. I'm looping. I keep coming back to the same problems. I'm not getting any forward, and they start slowing down. They lose their momentum. And what happens is they quit and then repeat 1 through 3 again. And most people never get out of step 3 here. They never do, because as soon as they hit this, they go, oh, this is where it ends. I guess I've failed. And now I'm going to go find some other shiny object to try to, get myself to where I want to be. And that's why people fail. Now, here's the thing. If you go into it knowing that you are going to experience emotional cycles through the change process, then you very quickly come out the other side through informed optimism. You go, oh yeah, Mike told me there's going to be some hard points. Mike told me it's going to take a little longer than I thought. He told me that I'm probably going to have to iterate my message, or I'm going to have to go back, and the market is telling me something that I didn't quite expect, right? You're going into the cycle already knowing that. So the depth and the length of your time spent down in 3 can either be completely avoided or at the very least expedited out, and you end up getting into 4. As soon as you start to get yourself up and going again, you quickly realize that, wait a second, I'm doing it. I'm going through the process. I'm working through the challenges that Mike told me, and now you are on your way to success and fulfillment. All right. So it's not a straight line. It's not, yay, I'm excited, straight to success and fulfillment. It does not work like that. You are going to go through ups and downs developing your business. I want you to go into this journey with absolute clarity, without any shadow of a doubt that, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like this. No, I guarantee you, you're going to go through different cycles of peaks and valleys in your business. And just because you're in a valley does not mean that you're stuck there. You have to understand that you just need to iterate, you need to change, you need to evolve, you need to get better, you need to seek out support, whatever it is, you need to work your way out of that, not just ditch it and then go back to step one and start all over again like most people do. All right, you need to iterate, you need to optimize, you need to get better and better as you work through the cycles. And these cycles are absolutely normal, okay? Awesome. Let's move forward. The benefits of imperfect action. Progress. Imperfect action allows you to make progress towards your goals rather than getting stuck in the planning or preparation stages. I see this so many times, guys. People are like, yeah, okay, well, once I get my website built, or once I get my logo designed, or once I get some t-shirts made, or whatever it is, but they're constantly pushing off what they could do today because of some action or something that is not yet done. And so I really want to implore you that you need to push forward with imperfect action. So learning by taking imperfect action, you can learn from your mistakes and make adjustments, which can lead to better results in the future. And so like we talked about in the previous lessons, we're going to start in module 3 going out into the market. We're going to actually take your message. We're going to start testing it. We're going to start seeing if, yep, this is actually what the market is calling for. They're responding to what it is that I'm offering. And like we've talked about, you're going to go out there and you realize, wow, okay, it's a little bit different. Let me make this a little bit better. Let me go back out and test it again. I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how to do that. We're not going to leave you in the dark of what to do, how to do it. All of it's going to be provided here for you in this course. So just know that we're going to arm you with the tools and resources to do this effectively, but I want you to have the mental capacity, the mental fortitude to understand that you need to take imperfect action and learn from your mistakes. I want you to associate those mistakes as a learning opportunity, not a negative opportunity, a learning opportunity. Overcoming fear, taking action, even if it's not perfect, can help you overcome the fear of failure or the fear of the unknown. Depending on where you are in your experience level, if you've never done this before or you're trying something new, whatever it may be, you're going to get that little nervous feeling in your stomach, like, oh, you're going to lift up the phone, you're going to start to call somebody, or you're going to go out to some networking event, or you're going to start, communicating on social media, whatever it is that you're going to be doing, you're going to get that kind of, knot in your stomach, like, oh, this is a little scary. I want you to associate that feeling as a good sign. We're going to flip the paradigm on this. Most people go, oh, that feels scary. Oh, that's uncomfortable. I'm going to quit because I don't like that. I want to feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable, you're doing this wrong. Let me say that again. If you are feeling comfortable, you are doing this wrong. You need to feel uncomfortable every single day. I want you to get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. I want you to associate that nervous feeling, that feeling like, oh, this feels awkward. This doesn't feel like I'm very good at this yet. Anything associated like that is a positive signal. It is a positive signal. You need to feel that. If you are not feeling that, you are off your game. You need to strive for that nervous feeling, that feeling of like, oh, I'm not good at this yet. This feels new. This feels foreign. That is progress. Momentum. Imperfect action creates momentum and a sense of forward movement, which can help to build confidence and motivation. If you find yourself, you're stuck in your office, you're behind your screen, like, oh, I'm working on these worksheets, I'm trying to come up with my message, and I'm not sure, and you're just kind of looping in your mind, but you're not actually doing anything. You're not actually reaching out to the market. You're not testing. You're not asking people. You're not engaging with the market. You need to get outside your head and you need to just move. You need to take movement and momentum and put momentum behind you. I'm going to talk to you about what that feels like and how to achieve that for your business. And then lastly, timing. Sometimes it is better to take action quickly, even if it's not perfect, than to wait for the perfect moment, which may never come. All right. So especially in business, success loves speed, and success loves the people that take initiative, that move and take action. And so I want to encourage you to think about timing, and not that there's some magical perfect time that, oh, well, tomorrow I'm going to do it because then I'll have X, Y, and Z in place. No. Just do it. Just get it done now in perfect action and that momentum and the timing behind it will push you forward much faster than you trying to hopscotch around on some magical perfect moments that are supposed to align perfectly for you that very well may never ever come. All right, now this is a mantra I want to share with you. It's really helped me in business over the years, and I call it push the train. I want you to imagine this heavy multi-ton locomotive on rails, just an immense amount of weight. And think about if it's just sitting there on the tracks, it takes an incredible amount of force to push this thing even 1 inch. All of the output, all of the force that has to go into just moving the train down the track 1 inch is really, really out of proportion to its abilities as a train. And yet it takes so much power for it just to move a little bit, so much so that you could actually put a wedge on the front wheel there and keep it from even moving. It would take a lot more pressure for it to even get over that small little wedge. A little tiny wedge can actually keep that train from moving down the tracks. And yet what happens? Once that train's moving, you're not stopping it for nothing, right? It's got so much kinetic energy behind it, so much momentum, it will blow through brick walls. Well, what's the difference? Well, getting started can feel arduous, especially if this is a new business for you, if it's a new venture. Getting started can feel very arduous. It feels like, man, this feels slow. It takes time. This is harder than I thought. That should be expected. It's just like the train, but once you get going, once you get that steam up, once you get that momentum up, the momentum you're going to have behind you will carry you through challenges much more efficiently, much more quickly. So I just want you to, again, setting expectations for you that in the beginning, often, not always, but often, it will feel very challenging to do even some simple things to get going down the track. But once you do, you'll have momentum behind you. Okay. Excellent. So now here's the one question I want you to ask yourself every single day, literally every single day. What's the one thing I can do in the next hour that will move the train 1 inch? Just 1 inch. You can have your 3-month goal, the 6-month goals, and the 3-year goals. That's great. And we want those things. But in the immediate, when you're feeling stuck, when you're in analysis paralysis, what's the one thing I can do right now in the next hour that will just move this train just 1 inch? Is it the one phone call? Is it the sending of the email? Is it, what is it that's going to be the highest priority, the highest leverage action that you can take to get the train moving in your favor? Okay, so that's the mantra I want you to keep. So let's recap. Expect fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Associate them as progress. I cannot stress this enough. Expect fear, expect uncertainty, expect doubt, and then associate them to progress. Like, oh, excellent. Okay, yeah, this is a little scary. Oof, yeah, I'm not sure about this, or I don't know if I can do this. Associate that to progress. If you do not feel these things, then you're not playing hard enough, folks, okay? All right, and now internalize the mantra, do it now, do it now. Do not wait for some magical time that may come in the future. Don't wait for it to be just right. Just move forward. Internalize the mantra, do it now, do it now. And then lastly, emotion, right? Our emotions are tied to movement. And when you feel stuck, when you feel like you're not really doing anything and you're kind of looping, I want you to associate motion as tied to your emotions. You will feel better by moving. You will feel better by taking action, even if it's imperfect action. You might take action and realize, oh, oof, all right, well, that wasn't very good. I guess I'll try again. But at least you're pushing the train. Okay, so I'm not suggesting you just dive in head first without any idea what you're doing. We have all the tools and resources here, so that's not the case for you. You have literally everything at your fingertips that you're going to need to take quite great action, honestly, but it doesn't mean that it will be perfect. And that's okay. In fact, I would expect it, and I would suggest that you expect it in yourself and in your business as well, that, hey, look, I'm just getting started, but I'm getting started. I'm not just thinking about it, I'm doing it. And let's push the train, all right? Excellent. Now, next steps, guys, module 3, engaging the market. This is exciting stuff. This is literally where we're going to get out into the market and you're going to start communicating with your TAM, your total addressable market. And we're going to start testing for resonance. We're going to take your message, your offer, your solution that you intend to bring to the marketplace, and we're going to make sure that we have absolute clarity. Yep, the market is literally telling me, like point blank, yep, I want this. I'm ready to go. Really, really exciting steps. So as we go into this, remember, I want to encourage you, have your worksheets done, have the templates done, make sure that you've spent time on the homework phases of Module 2 here, because we're going to need all of those ready to go as we step into Module 3. All right, guys, excellent. Looking forward to it. We'll see you over there in Module 3.